What's going on? Nick Wright here, your local guide realtor in the area. Today, we're going to talk about what's a Zillow pre-foreclosure. Let's take a look. And if you're new to the channel, I'd really like it if you could subscribe and hit that notification bell. Really helps me out a lot. And if you would, give me a like on that video. Really helps the algorithm. So let's take a look. Why does Zillow have all these pre-foreclosures when you go on there, and then when you call your realtor and say, hey, I'm looking at houses, I saw this great house, they send it over to the agent and say, hey, can you look into this one for me? And I get it all the time. Client sends me a house, it's a Zillow pre-foreclosure, and they're just like, okay, so can I buy that house? Can I make an offer? How do we go about this process? What is it? So here's the deal. What is a pre-foreclosure as it is on Zillow's website? This is not a video about foreclosure process, notice of default, auctions, all that stuff. It's not a video about REO, bank-owned properties. That is not what this video is. This is just what Zillow calls a pre-foreclosure as it is on their website. So let's dive in. So the way Zillow gets their information, they get it from a company called RealtyTrack, which that company is pulling public record information. So everything that they put publicly on Zillow is all available to you. You can go down to the public records office, pull data on lender data, everything on property. Really easy to get. It's all public information. Zillow just puts it nice and neat little package so you can Google search it essentially and find that information. So, a pre-foreclosure, as Zillow gets that information, it's basically anytime a lender puts some sort of activity of a default, a late payment. Sometimes homeowners have actually reported to Zillow that, hey, my house is showing up as a pre-foreclosure. I'm not in pre-foreclosure. I'm not in any sort of distress at all. Why is my house up here? Well, sometimes they've said that even during a refinance, they've had glitches where it shows as now a pre-foreclosure because the previous lender, servicing company, whatever it might ever be, shows it as, oh, something didn't get paid or something was transferred and there was some sort of hiccup there. Now it's showing as a late payment or a defaulted payment, 30 or 60, 90 days. It's really hard to tell with their algorithm, but it was an incident that a lender issued some sort of incident of late payment in some way, that they filed that publicly, and now Zillow just takes that information and puts it out there and will actually publicly list your house as pre-foreclosure. So why would Zillow be so eager to put your house on their website and publicly show it to everybody that it could potentially be for sale because it's in pre-foreclosure? Why would Zillow be so eager to do that? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Zillow really loves money. Zillow loves money. And so that's why they do it, because Zillow is completely based on the premise that they make money by real estate agents paying them for advertising spots. It's all about advertising spots. When your house is on Zillow, they will even go so far as to put a street view, Google Street View of the house to show people, hey, this is what the house looks like, because they don't have images of the inside. They've never been in the house. There might be some previously publicly listed images from the last time it was for sale, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago that they can just pull data, throw it out there and make a big deal out of it. But the reason they put it up there is because when you go see it as a buyer, potential buyer, you're like, oh great, a house I might be able to buy. You look, you click, and when you click on that house and you click to get information and you want to contact an agent or get more info from Zillow, all your information goes straight to Zillow. They take that lead and then they distribute it to one of the agents that are paying ad spot in that zip code. And that agent will now get a new lead. So they'll get, the leads that they're paying for, and Zillow will just create this, endless cycle of getting leads and putting that out to people that are paying money to get your info. That's it. Zillow really is just all about the money. They just want to put it out there, get people to think that it's something they can buy. They don't care if you get disappointed that you can't actually buy this house. They just want to get your information, spit it out to another agent that's paying for it, and then, get you in the system. Let's take a look and see what it looks like on Zillow's website when you search for pre-foreclosures, okay? All right, so going into Zillow's website here, if you go up here to the for sale tab and click on that and just uncheck everything, all the rent sold, and just leave the pre-foreclosures checked, you can actually hover over here and Zillow will give you their little write-up of what this is, what pre-foreclosures are, and why they show up there. Not entirely accurate, but we'll just leave that for now. So once you check that, it'll show you that there's a lot of pre-foreclosures on the market, right? It's quite a lot. I mean, looking in just Carlsbad here, geez, that like almost doubles or triples the inventory at times of what's for sale in the eyes of a unknowing buyer out there, just going on Zillow like they normally would. And if we open way up to all of San Diego, I mean, my goodness, there's like a ton of properties now on the market that buyers are getting excited about, right? So let's kind of dive into, one of these, pre-foreclosure properties here and just kind of see what it shows us. So let's click this one here. It's just, your average property, and then see this here, coastal. And right here, it shows us pre-foreclosure. It shows a price, which is basically just their Zestimate. You can see that right here. The Zestimate is the price. So it's not actually for sale. So they're just showing you a Zestimate of what this house is potentially worth based on their Zillow algorithm, which is really inaccurate, especially for properties like this along the coast that are very different from one another. But scrolling down, you can kind of go through and it'll just show you all the same basic info that's public record. I mean, this is just simple public record info, tax assessor record, time on Zillow. This is basically telling you how long they've had it on here listed as a pre-foreclosure. To show you here, views, this is people that have actually looked at it, people that have saved this, that are out there home shopping, that are interested in this property. Going down, again, basic info. So what you'll see here, if you look in their foreclosure information, which is the same as their sales history, it's just showing you kind of the history of what's been going on. And loan issued, that's basically a loan was issued, most likely a deed was recorded. This was the sale of the property. This is basically, standard info, just like any other home for sale, but this property is not for sale. This homeowner may not even know that this property is publicly listed. But what Zillow will do is they will actually put a nice little screenshot on here, just Google Earth or the Street View, to show you the house and all that, but there's no pictures on the inside. You don't know what this house looks like. So if you go on here and click get more info, this is why Zillow has pre-foreclosures listed publicly on their website, because when you click get more info, the agents that are Zillow Premier agents, I've been a Zillow Premier agent at times as well, so I know how the game works. They're paying advertising spend to show up and get first view. Agents will get cycled out based on their zip code and how many agents are purchasing into a zip code to get advertising spots. So when you click get more info and you click contact agent, that's going to go straight to Zillow. So all your info that you put in there, whatever it is, phone number, that you don't always need phone number, but that's going to go straight to that agent that's paying advertising spend, and Zillow will make money off of that, and that agent will get a new lead, which is why they pay Zillow. So the whole point of this really is to get your information and get leads. So this is just kind of how it looks to the average buyer that's interested in a pre-foreclosure, thinking they can maybe get a property for a deal. But this is quite a lot of stuff that's pretty misleading. So that's the in-depth look as you see it on Zillow. just kind of looking in the website platform as you would see it if you logged in like anyone else. I mean, it's all public record, it's all public information that's open to anyone. Zillow just makes it really easy for you to find. So at the end of the day, I highly, highly urge you, beg you, don't go to Zillow thinking that it's the authority of what is for sale, what's actively on the market. I can go into a whole rant about Zillow alone, but don't use Zillow as your main point of searching for homes. Use Zillow as a nice, easy way to Google search kind of what's on the market in a general scope, but heavily lean on your agent, your real estate professional that you're working with to show you what's on the market. Because a lot of times Zillow just doesn't have everything, or it lists stuff that is completely misleading, and the only purpose it's on there is to get your information and send it to someone else that's paying advertising spend the same way anyone pays Facebook, Instagram, sponsored ads, all that stuff to get your contact information, to get your leads, to get your attention, whatever it is. So don't use Zillow as your first point of contact. If your agent sends you properties and you get an address or however they send it to you, an online kind of back-end portal that they might have set up for you, a custom search, use that. And if that thing is clunky and you just don't like using it, then look that address up on Zillow, because Zillow is really good at a nice user-friendly platform for people to just kind of casually browse on their phone. That's where we're at now. Okay, it's not 1975 where you have a MLS book that's printed with a bunch of houses for sale once a month. So I hope now that gives you kind of a perspective of what a Zillow pre-foreclosure home is, and kind of what that means. So if you like the video, if you like listening to me kind of giving good information, or if you don't, that's cool too. I will only have hurt feelings a little bit. Definitely comment down below. Let me know what else I can help you with on this topic or others. But if you like what you see, I definitely appreciate you watching. Again, if you would subscribe to the channel, and I put out videos every week. And so, thanks for watching.